What's up, YouTube? This is Red Zone 101. As always, God bless and peace. Hope everyone's doing well out there. I know it's been a minute since I've made a video. Now let's try it again. It's been 2 minutes. Okay. But I'm still here. Um, just been busy. But wanted to talk to you about something. 22 options for self-defense. Some for the summer, for carry. Some for, the home, if you're in a rural area, et cetera, et cetera. The reason why I like 22. Now, don't get me wrong, I like my 9 mils. Got my Canik TP9 Elite Executive here. It is loaded because I am carrying it. But at the same time, not everyone can handle a 9 mil. Okay? This one right here, this is a 380. This is my SIG P238. Really, really great shooter. But not everyone is able to handle the recoil of even a 380, a 380. And some of the factors, are just, we're getting older. So some of us are becoming more recoil sensitive, okay? Some of us are smaller build and we don't have the upper body strength. Now, granted, that can be developed, but some people just don't feel comfortable with the larger caliber firearms. That's why I say 22 is a great option for people that are looking for something for self-defense, that are recoil sensitive, don't have the upper body strength, and don't feel comfortable shooting the larger calibers. Now, I know 380 and 9 mil are really not that larger when you're talking about calibers, especially with experienced gun owners, like what have you, or people that go to the range, okay? Um, 9 mil is very soft shooting, in my opinion. 380, even more so. 22, the recoil is almost zilch. But there are people, again, that aren't able to handle the recoil. Okay, and a 22 is better than a sharp stick, is better than going hand to hand. Okay, and with the right 22 and the right ammo, they're very effective. 22s have always gotten a bad rep because people think about the 22s, the days of old, the 22s that your grandpa had, the ammo, like what have you. They've changed a lot. 22s have changed a lot. The ammo's come a long way. Um, Now, granted, if you're using bulk ammo, okay, like your Remington bucket of ammo, you get what is that? 5, 6, 1,000 rounds like in there or something like that. I don't use that, but anyway. If you're using Winchester white box, that's great ammo to take to the range, okay? But not so much for self-defense, because when you're talking bulk ammo, um, the quality's not there, okay? So you're going to have rounds that just won't fire, okay? Maybe they have a bad primer, okay? Again, great for the range because it's good to sometimes have a malfunction, let's say a round that doesn't fire, and you start thinking, oh God, like what do I do? It's good for training. It's good to learn what to do if you get a round that has a bad primer, a round that stovepipes, to clear a malfunction. That's what bulk ammo is good for. It has a place. But for self-defense, unless that's all you have, and we're talking 22 ammo, unless that's all that you have, you make it work, you get a malfunction, learn how to clear it, and get back into the fight. But if you have a choice, get the good stuff, okay? When I talk about the good stuff, CCI. CCI makes great ammo. This right here is CCI Stingers. This here is traveling, now your normal 22 is traveling about 1,000 feet, like per second, okay? Um, so this right here is traveling at 1,640 feet per second. Now that's probably achieved out of a rifle, but still, that's got a lot of punch there. Now the only thing you have to be careful with this on is that the bullets are a little longer than your regular 22 long rifle bullet, okay? So they may not function in every 22 semi-auto. In a revolver, no problem. And a semi-auto, it's better to go and test it out first and make sure it's going to function right, like in your firearm. Okay, but again, this is great 22 ammo. To me, it's approaching near 22 Magnum. Okay, not quite there, but it's approaching that level. And anyone will tell you, just about anyone will tell you, 22 Magnum is no joke. That's right up there near 380. Okay, so that's one of the ones that I like. Again, CCI mini mags. This here is traveling at 1,235 feet like per second, achieved probably out of a rifle again. But this is really good ammo. CCI because this is not bulk ammo. Okay, so the quality is going to be much better. When I take this to the range and I use it, I rarely, if any, have a malfunction when I'm using my CCI. I mean, I can go through 2, 3, 400 rounds without a single malfunction. Okay. So anyway, those are two great options if you're looking for a 22 round for self-defense or home defense. Now, another great round is this right here. This is a Gila Supermax. This here is traveling at 1,700 feet per second. Again, probably out of a rifle, but still, that is no joke when it comes to 22. That is a really hot round there. A little dirtier than your CCI, but very reliable, and in all of my firearms has functioned really great. Okay. Now to the new kid that's on the block. You've seen this one. I know you have. Those of you, especially that have 22s or what have you, this is the new Federal Punch. Okay. This is Federal, and it's premium ammo. This stuff is great, especially because this ammo here was designed to function out of a semi-auto handgun. Okay. Um, it's supposed to achieve, I think it's, let's see here, put on the sexy specs a minute. Let me see, 1,070 feet per second. And that's out of, I think, either a 2 or 3 inch barrel. I don't think it's a 4 inch barrel, but anyway, still, it was designed for handguns. This stuff is really, actually, in some ways, outperforms the Stingers. I mean, hey, but again, these are the rounds that I would use in my self-defense 22s if I was going to use a 22 for self-defense. Okay? Now, let's talk about summer. It's summertime. A lot of people are dressing light clothing, like I'm wearing a t-shirt here. This is not a wife beater. I hate that term. T-shirt, okay? Anyway, and I've got on some jeans. So, carrying something like this right here, my Canic TP9 Elite Executive 9 mil, I've got to have a jacket on unless I'm going to open carry, which I try not to do because people get kind of spooked and, they see a person with a handgun, especially today. It makes them uncomfortable. So again, this right here is a good choice. So unload it. This right here is a Ruger LCP2. This here, very, very small package, and for such a small gun, has a 10 round mag. I know some people are thinking 10 rounds, that's not a lot, especially with all of your high capacity mags, 15, 17 round, 18 round, 25 rounds, 20 round mags. Still, 10 shots of this right here, this is the Gila Supermax that's in there, will definitely make someone back off of you, especially in a carjacking situation or like what have you. Okay, but this here, very small package. Let me give you a size comparison. This is my Canic. Yeah, big difference. Okay, a little harder to conceal, very easy to conceal. Okay, so again, this here runs really well in just about anything I put in it. Except you have to be careful with your Stingers because they're a little longer. I have heard where some people have had issues with them not ejecting because they're a little, well, malfunctions, okay? Um, but for the most part, my Federal Punch and everything else works great in this. And this is a great option if you're looking for something for the summer. to carry. Very, very small gun, 10 round magazine. You could put a couple of these like in your pocket and you could have 10, 20, 30 some rounds on you. And trust me, with good shot placement, that could definitely get the job done. So for carry, that is a great option there. My Ruger LCP2. Now, if you're looking for something a little bigger, okay, I'm going to put it like in a holster because this right here, what's nice about the LCP2, you can put it in a sleeve, stick it in your pocket, okay? Well, let's say you wanted to carry it in a holster. That's kind of small to carry in a holster. Let's say you want something a little bigger. This right here, it's one of my favorite 22 handguns, semi-auto. This is my Smith & Wesson M&P 22 Compact. This is probably the most reliable 22 handguns I've ever owned. Now, granted, it's not a target gun, but I can hit center mass and headshots from 7 yards with no problem. This is a great gun, and what's nice about it, it's very light, and still, it's not going to be as small as your LCP2, okay, but it's still a lot smaller than my Canik TP9 Elite Executive, okay, much smaller. Great gun, feeds just about, I mean, it works with just about anything I put in it. I mean, if it's bulk ammo, if you get a bad round's a bad round. It's not going to fire. Doesn't matter what gun you put it in. The same thing, well, if you're using subsonics don't have enough power to cycle the round for the most part. But again, I wouldn't be using subsonics like in this. I'd be using something that I would consider a defensive round. Like I said, your CCI Stingers, your Federal Punch, your Gila Supermax, your mini mags, okay? But this is a great option right there for self-defense, for carry, for EDC, all right? Now let's say you want a gun, but you don't plan on carrying it. You want something to put on the nightstand. You want something that's a little simpler to use, because semi-autos, there's a learning curve there if you've never used one before. It's not really hard, but let's say you want something that's just simple to use. What's more simple than a revolver? Okay. This right here is my Diamondback Sidekick. All right. Now this right here looks like a cowboy gun, but instead of being single action, meaning that you pull the hammer back and then fire it, this gun is double action. Pull the cylinder out there, and it's got a 9-shot mag, a 9-shot cylinder, let's say. That's 9 shots of any of your premium 22 ammo, your punch, your CCI mini mags, your Stingers, like what have you. Stingers would have no problem in this firearm whatsoever because it's a revolver. And again, you got 9 shots. Someone's breaking into your bedroom window, your living room window. They're coming in to do a home invasion. You've got 9 shots there. Make them count. And normally when people are being shot at, they don't run towards where they're being shot at. If anything, they run away. Okay? So again, you got 9 shots there, and it's going to be a lot faster to reload than a single action. And this gun here is very accurate, very inexpensive, 22 for the price. And let's say you want something a little more heft than a regular 22, although those do have some nice punch to them, no pun intended. It also comes with another cylinder for 22 mag. This is a great option for a bedside gun for those of you that want something simple, can't handle a 357 Magnum, even a 38 Special. 9 shots of 22 or 22 mag, trust me, will get the job done. So again, for a bedside gun, this might be a great option here. Now let's say, those are just a few guns, but let's say you want something with a little bit more intimidation factor, okay? My wife said to me once, you know what the best self-defense handgun is, or self-defense gun is, period. And I was like, what? She said, it's the gun that's so intimidating that you don't have to fire it. In other words, when you bring it out, whether you bring it out, the person that sees it is so scared that they're like, oops, wrong house. I'm sorry, I'm out. And they take off, okay? So, again, the intimidation factor. Now, all of these guns here will get the job done, okay? But sometimes somebody sees that you got a pocket gun like this here, they might think, well, I can take them. Just like somebody might see this and go, I can take them. That's a 380, okay? So let's say you want something that's got a little bit more intimidation factor, okay? This would be my choice here, okay? This right here is a Ruger Charger, okay? Now, if you look, that looks a little different from your regular Ruger Chargers, okay? That's because I changed the stock out. This right here is an Archangel Ruger 10 Archangel 5.56 Ruger 1022 stock. So it's got more of that tactical look. I did add this on it here, the forward grip. I added the red dot. But that right there, somebody's breaking into your house. You've got 15 round mag. I'll show you. It's not loaded. 15 round mag. You are good to go. Turn on that red dot. Maybe put a laser on it with a light. This right here, if somebody sees you holding this when they're trying to break in, trust me, they're going to turn in the other direction. Because somebody once said, nobody wants extra holes in them. And that definitely has the intimidation factor. A little more so than this right here. Okay, but again, this is 22. This is basically a Ruger 1022 in a pistol form. And that's what it is. Very, very reliable. You can get anything from 10 round mags for it to 15 to 25 round mags. Personally, I like the 10 round mags and the 15 round mags. With me, they just work better, I just think. Okay, they're more reliable. Although there have been people that have very good results with the 25 round mags, that hasn't been me. Okay, I kind of like the 15. They work more for me. I rarely have an issue with the 15 round mags. But again, intimidation factor. Might not even have to use the gun against a home invader. They might just look, and if they're smart, they're going to back up. But if they're not smart, you've got 10, 15 to 25 rounds of 22. And this gun is very reliable. The Ruger 1022 platform has been around for a long time. Very, very reliable. This is just a great gun. The only thing that would make this gun better is if I could put a brace on the back, but you know that brace law, well, you know what's going on like with that. So I chose not to put a brace on mine. But still, very, very controllable and has that really intimidation look there. So if somebody was breaking in, let's say you did have to shoot it, and if you're using that federal puncher, the CCI Stingers, let me tell you, that's loud. They're gonna, it'll get the job done, okay? And if not, good shot placement, 5, 6 rounds to the chest, 2, 3 rounds to the chest. For the most part, it's gonna make just about anybody back up, okay? Now, let's say that you're in a rural area, okay? More country, you got more land. You want something that you can reach out a little further, okay? This might be the gun for you. I've had my eye on this gun for almost 10 years. I saw it in a video. This gentleman was out in the country shooting 200 yards at a man-sized silhouette, chest size, and he was zeroing them in, just boom, 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 hitting it every time. This right here is my Ruger Tactical Target, is what I call it. It used to be called the Ruger Tactical Target. Now let's just call it the Ruger Tactical. This is a really great gun. It's got a 16-inch bull barrel that's threaded. It's got the BX trigger, so it's got the better trigger. Um, it's set up with a Picatinny rail like on top so that you can put just about any scope or optic you want on it. Um, I put a recoil pad on it. It's not because it has recoil. It has no recoil. This is actually a very heavy gun. It's got a Hogue stock on it here, rubber molded. Um, little tacky. It collects dust, but for the most part, I might change the stock, but still. The reason I put the recoil pad on it because I needed a little extra. It feels better. When I put that on it, it just feels well, it's better for me, okay? It felt too short when I had it off. I mean, I can take it off like this right here, and all right, that's not too bad either. Maybe I will leave. Maybe I'll leave it off. But anyway, what I'm saying is this is a great 22 if you need to reach out a little further. 22 handguns are great, semi-auto revolvers, like what have you. But again, their handguns are designed for up close and personal, okay? They're not really designed for shooting out 50, 50 yards, 100 yards, or what have you. This here is designed to reach out and touch someone. Hopefully we never have to do that, but in a self-defensive situation, hey, you might even have a varmint problem. This is a great gun. Um, and if you have a varmint problem and you need to do something quiet, now granted, you'll have to cycle the slide like after you fire each one of these 22s, but this is a great 22 round here if you need to take care of some business quiet. This is the Quiet 22 long rifle round by CCI. And this round is only traveling at 710 feet per second. But let me tell you, up close, within, let's say, anywhere between, I'd say 50 to 75 feet, you can definitely put down a squirrel or some pesky critter like what have you. All right? This is a great round. Like I said, it won't cycle the slide. You'll have to cycle the slide after each round, but still, when you need to do something quiet, take care of that possum or that groundhog that's burrowing under your garden or whatever. This is a great round for it. But again, for reaching out, this is a great 22. Okay, I got a what is this? This is a 3x9x40 scope on here. It's the UTG. Actually, it's not a very expensive scope, but for this setup, it works really, really well. So anyway, those are just a few of the 22s. I mean, there's many other great 22s out there, but these are just some of my favorites. And wanted to kind of maybe give you some things to consider if you are thinking about getting a 22 for self-defense, okay? Getting something for the home or whatever. And you're a little older. We're all getting older. Thank God we're getting older, okay? Because if we weren't, that'd be a different story, okay? So thank God you're getting older. But sometimes you lose some of that upper body strength, or sometimes you're a smaller frame and you just don't feel comfortable with some of the larger calibers, a 380, a 9 mil, a 40, 357 Magnum, a 38 Special, or else like what have you, a 45 ACP. You may not feel comfortable with those. With good shot placement, a good 22, whether it's handgun or rifle, will definitely get the job done. So I'm not going to drag this on. Just wanted to share that with you. I'm not sure if I told you, I saw a video this morning of um, this lady who was pregnant who went into a gas station store to buy something, and when she came out, these guys they carjacked her. They snatched her keys. She went to get the keys from the guy. He started to run away. She ran after him. He drew a weapon. Pregnant woman. Shot her 7 times. And I just thought, wow, you bastards. I'm sorry. I just thought, bastards. That's just, you know, it just really bothered me like when I saw it. The woman lost the baby. She's still alive, but there used to be even a line with criminals, certain lines that they wouldn't cross, certain things that they just wouldn't do. And shooting a pregnant woman was kind of at the top of the list. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, when I saw that, I just thought, you know what? I need to do a video. People need to be prepared. Um, you know, um, especially those people that are getting older, that are the ones that predators, and that's what I call these people, predators, they go after. Okay? The bad guys. They look for people that aren't going to be hard targets, that they look for the young, the weak, the elderly, the sick, people that they'll have the upper hand on. They're not going after some guy that's 250 pounds that's all solid. They're not doing that. So for this is why I made this video. Okay. You can still be protected. You can still protect yourself, even though you're older now or what have you, you can't handle the bigger caliber. You could still protect yourself. A 22 with good shot placement, even if it doesn't put the person down, will definitely make someone back up off of you very quickly. Okay, because as somebody once said, no one wants extra holes in them. Okay, and normally, if a bad guy, a criminal sees that you have the ability to defend yourself and you have the will to do so, okay, a lot of times they'll back off of you real quick because they want an easy target. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I want you to be safe out there this summer. I want you to have a good summer. But be safe out there. Realize that criminal element is out there. And from what I see, it's not getting better. If anything, it's getting worse. That's just being real. I'm not being a Debbie Downer or what have you. I'm just being real, you know. And don't play yourself. Look at it for what it is. Protect yourself. Watch your six. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching. Always appreciate you guys. I'm praying for you. You pray for me. And one day at a time. God bless. Peace.